Hello. Realized how thirsty I was. Hold on. Water. Amazing. Gotta find a safe place to put it. Hi guys. Welcome to Math Isn't Bone. My name is Robin French Smith. It's Monday. It's time for a Make With Me Monday. And today we're going to be making bubble scoops. This is very exciting. I haven't made them in a while. I don't know. Maybe I have. It could have been. Like sometimes I go back and I look at the Make With Me Mondays. I'll be like, oh, I haven't made this in a while. And then I'll go look back and I'm like, except like 2 weeks ago when I made it. So I don't know. I think I haven't made them in a while. So we're going to make them. I think I haven't made them in a while though because I broke after like 4 years. I finally broke my bubble scooper, which is an ice cream scoop. I finally broke that. And then I like didn't replace it, and then I did just replace it. So I do feel like it's been a hot minute. It's probably been a few months. Okay. So hi Kathy. Kathy's waving. Hi Kathy. So today we're gonna use the Wonder Bar recipe. Wonder Bar is our favorite solid bubble bath. You can scoop it, you can press it, you can pipe it, you can roll it. Bam. And all that you do to change those different textures is you add more of the processing agent, which is rubbing alcohol, and then it evaporates out. And you're just left with like really cool bubble scoops, and it's cool. So, Kathy says, how am I doing this morning? I'm doing pretty good. Not gonna lie. Thank you. How are you guys doing? Hope that you're also doing pretty good. Okay. So I do need to get 10 grams. I have everything ready except this, which I realized as I was like standing here. I need to get, I think it's this amount, 10 grams of cocoa butter. I'm like 90% sure that it's this. So I need to get 10 grams of cocoa butter melted. So we're gonna get that started melting, and then I'm gonna use my stand mixer. You could, if you want to, you could use your hand mixer. I just don't want to do that. Maybe I should at some point, just to show that it's possible. But I have Mixie here, and she likes it when I play it. Okay, let's check our cocoa butter. Not ready. Keep going, girl. Anyway, so I have my, oh wait, I saw more highs. And Lucy says hi, and also Liz says hi, and Tracy says hi, and then Kathy corrects it and says afternoon, not good morning. Well, I mean, this is an international group, and there are people, so for some people this is evening, this is night. For some people, I'm in summer. For some people, they're in winter. I was like, what's the opposite of summer? We don't really have that here, so it's like hard to know. We literally just have summer and not summer. So it's like really hot. And it's been really dry lately. It's so dry for me where I live here. It's 45% humidity right now in my workroom, which normally I'd have to run my dehumidifier for a couple hours to get it like that, and I haven't had to. And if you live somewhere where 45 is high for you, high humidity for you, well then, you know, just let me know what it feels like to be God's favorite people. I don't know. I don't know how that feels. I don't need that. Okay, so there's my cocoa butter. Here's the rest of my liquid ingredients. I guess I'll use this one. I'm just going to stir them up, and then I'm going to add them to the cocoa butter. I could do it the other way around. I could do it the other way around, but I'm not. I like had a sudden thought. I was like, will me adding this cooler ingredient be like a temperature shock? It shouldn't, but I just didn't know. And then I had this flashback to when I was in college and I couldn't pass chemistry, and I broke like a really expensive beaker. because I was 18 and I just like never thought that if you put a hot thing in like cold water that it would break. Why would that happen? I don't know. I don't know things. How am I supposed to know these things? The fragrance for this, I put it away so you can't see, but the fragrance for this is so scrumptious and delicious that I also feel like called out by it. So it's Basic Witch from Muddy Soap Co. I feel personally attacked by it. I am not a pumpkin spice latte person. In fact, I used to work at Starbucks and I used to highly dislike pumpkin spice season. So there's probably some trauma kind of wrapped up into this whole response that you're seeing right now. But this smells delicious. And I was thinking, I don't know what I thought the fragrance was going to be. I thought it was like more going to be, there's another company that I had gotten a Basic Witch fragrance from at one point, and it was more like Bite Me. It was like a berry kind of thing, which is fine, but that's what I was thinking this was going to be. It's not. It's like good pumpkin spice. Good pumpkin spice without the coffee. I like pumpkin spice, but with cream. I don't think pumpkin spice and coffee go together, personally. It's my hot take. But I do think that like pumpkin spice and cream, so like a pumpkin spice cream frappuccino. Yeah, I'll do that. Anyway. This is phenomenal. It's so good. It's so good. It smells delicious. I'm going to let it mix a little bit more. I'm going to go get my scoop. Let's get a tray ready. Let's do this. Scoop. New scoop. We're bringing baby out just in case. There's a pan. Now, Wonder Bar is not the same as a bath bomb where like it needs to mix because there's a chemical reaction happening, but at the same time it is kind of like that because there's stuff happening. I think giving it a lot of time to mix together really gets you like a really good dough where you don't have to add as much rubbing alcohol to get it to the like thank you. I know that you know what I'm talking about, so thank you. I just think that it helps. It just kind of makes it more magical. So, when we're using Wonder Bar, we are mixing all of our powdered ingredients, mixing all of our liquid ingredients, except I haven't added the rubbing alcohol. Oh God, I got so sudden there for a second, I'm sorry. The rubbing alcohol. I haven't added that yet. And we're going to add that in just a second. And I will weigh how much I had to add. But, remember this humidity thing that I said? It's backwards for you. 44%. It's dry for me. I don't know why I made it. That's a very big piece of paper. I do not need my freezer paper to be that big. Anyway, what I did was I added 5 extra grams of glycerin. 5 extra grams of glycerin. If you are finding, like we have suggested amounts of rubbing alcohol to add. We have like a suggestion. Like we think that you should use we use about this much. So we're gonna tell you what we use. But then if you find that you're like having to use a lot more, like a lot, and I mean like up to twice what we suggest, and your mix is still like really dry, okay, then you might want to add 5 extra grams of glycerin, and you might be surprised at how Lucy said consistent. There might have been other people who said it, but like Facebook buries it. Lucy, thank you. That's the word, girl. Consistency. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so if you're finding that you're having to add like up to double the rubbing alcohol, then try adding like 5 extra grams of glycerin, and you might find that you don't need to use as much, rubbing alcohol. It just might help. I just think it might help. And not even just like that I think that. We have like our people, our group members who have been in this group for a long time, who say the same thing. They say that adding that little extra just really helps for them. So, okay. Here's what it looks like without the rubbing alcohol. Here's the point where we're at right now. Okay, does kind of look like bath bomb mix. That's why sometimes if I label it, if I like master budget and I set it aside and I don't label it, I'm like, I think that this tastes like Wonder Bar to me. Which, yes, we've had, Amanda and I have had like whole conversations about like, why do you know what it tastes like? Well, because it has a lot more surfactant in it. Okay, so it tastes, and it has, anyway, I just do, okay? So, and then here's the texture. It's like, okay. Here's the texture. It is kind of like sticking together already, but it is powdery, and if I like squeeze it, it's going to fall apart. So, don't want that to happen. So, I'm going to start adding my rubbing alcohol. I'm going to pull it over here so you can see. You might not be able to see because I think I might have to cover it. Start adding my rubbing alcohol a little bitty bit at a time. I'm going to use this new one because that way we can get like, Okay. I'm going to weigh it for you guys because there's always somebody who like asks and I forget a lot of times to, I don't know. Anyway, I do it by like visual. Like what does it look like visually to me? So I'm just going to add some, and then I'm going to go grab the colors that we're going to use. Okay, so this basic witch fragrance oil has 2-ish%, 2 and some change percent vanillin, which is vanilla, kind of, vanilla in it. And so it is going to discolor just a little bit. So if I want to prevent it discoloring, I could use a vanilla stabilizer, I guess. They have weird smells to me, and they only delay discoloration. They don't prevent it. So instead I try to just go with it. So if I think it's going to discolor, I just go with it. Now, bath bombs and bubble bars are not going to discolor as much as soap. For example, this is a soap that I made, not with this fragrance, but this is a soap I made with a fragrance that has a lot of vanillin, and this brown part is uncolored. So this is the fragrance that is discoloring it. But when I make bath bombs with it, it may just do like a couple little brown flecks. It's not going to turn it like deep dark brown, and it usually isn't the whole thing that discolors. So I'm just going to go with it. It's just probably going to turn it like a light tan. So I'm just going to go with it. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to do the top I'm going to try to do the top orange and then the bottom, like a little layer on the bottom, like a golden brown color. So it kind of looks like a piece of pumpkin pie. Like a scoop of pumpkin pie. How good would that be? Okay, we're at 70% rubbing alcohol. And my mix over here is getting like big chunks. Okay, it's starting to get big chunks. When I pick it up and squeeze it, it's not sticking to my glove. It's not sticking to the side of the bowl. This to me is perfect for pressing. And maybe even, let's use the little one since I feel like pressing texture and scooping texture are so similar. Maybe a little bit too hard for scooping texture. I mean, that's good, but it's kind of a hard, it's kind of a janky scoop anyway, but it's kind of a hard edge to it. I want it to be just slightly softer so I get those soft ruffled edges. Yeah, it's just a little bit too hard for, in my opinion, because it's, I don't know, that crack is just like a little bit too big. I want it to be more a little bit ruffled. So I'm going to add just a tiny bit more. But this is perfect for pressing. So if you're trying to press it in a 3D printed mold or a vacuum form mold, this would be really good for that, in my opinion. The other thing that this batch has, not every batch that I make has, I wanted to show you guys because last week I was sick. Like real, everybody in our house is sick. Last time, I believe last time I piped Wonder Bar, like the time before this, I piped Wonder Bar, and I mentioned, I made like a little video of it, and then I mentioned that, why'd you turn off on me? I mentioned that, if you want more bubbles. So I like to pair my bubble bar and my bath bomb together. And if I do that, I don't want a whole tub full of bubbles. I just want like a little few bubbles to accent and add to my bath bomb. And then I can do my bath bomb and then I have like a really nice together experience for everything. Always the cupcakes, right? So if I want my bubble bar just to be able to hang by itself, and I would like a tub full of Hollywood style ginormous bubbles, I'm gonna use, oh my god, I think she's almost ready. It's like one big clump, but it's not sticking to the side of the bowl. This to me is piping texture. Not piping texture. It's not piping texture. This to me is scooping texture. But you're gonna have to try and see what works for you, right? So anyway, what I'm saying is, if you want more bubbles, just in general, period. If you want more bubbles, anywhere. Period. Use more surfactant. You need more surfactant. So the surfactant that is in this is SLSA, or you can increase your liquid surfactant, but then you kind of run into problems of it like becoming really sticky and not drying as easily. So I would just say increase your powder surfactant. And this version that I'm doing today has double the amount of my powdered surfactant. And it doesn't really affect its workability, in my opinion. So, that's just my 2 cents on the thing, on the whole business. Okay, don't think that it affects the workability. And more bubbles. More bubbles, no problem. But also more bubbles, more surfactant. Okay, we're all there. We got that. I'm gonna use Mica, but that's not. Gonna use Mica, but I'm also gonna use Lakes. So I'm gonna use Lakes because they're gonna color my water, whereas Mica is not gonna color my water. But Lakes tend to fade, especially like when they're in the presence of rubbing alcohol, or they tend to fade with UV light. So I don't want to be sad later and have them faded. So that's why I'm going to stabilize the color with some mica. Okay. So that was red 27 and yellow 5, and those lakes, I really like those lakes. They're going to give you a really nice poppy orange. And you like nice bright orange? Whoa, should have covered that. I'm going to be sneezing orange later. Cool. We're going to get like a nice bright orange with that. Just going to add like a little bit of extra rubbing alcohol because it's drying out as I'm talking. So we're going to get like a nice bright orange with that, and then we'll be able to separate some and then add our, this is a fun orange. I want it to be a little bit more of a deeper orange. So let me add a little bit more mica, and I think I might actually add just a touch. Well, no, remember Robin. Remember Robin. It's going to discolor just a little bit. So I was going to add a little bit of brown to it, but I think I'm not now. Jen says you finally caught a live. And they said, if you double the surfactant, then what do you reduce? Nothing. You don't have to reduce anything. If you need to know, like for you, if you needed like the exact percentages so you could find your cost of goods and stuff like that, you could just use a spreadsheet and just increase, you know, the amount in your spreadsheet, and then have your total percent like restricted to be 100%. So that would like increase that, but you don't have to decrease anything. You could just later go and figure out like, okay, this, if I use it now, it was at, you know, 30% of the recipe, and now it equals 30% of the recipe, or you know what I'm saying, right? Words and stuff, etc. I finally bought, you guys have been suggesting this for a long time. I finally bought these little, I broke it. Okay, hold on. Let's try it again. I finally bought these little shower cup covers because you guys have suggested using these to cover my bowls to keep the portions from drying out. So I'm going to set aside most of this to be my orange. And I'm just going to pull a little bit of it to be my crust. And I can always add, I can always make more crust if I want to. But I can't like, you know, once I add the brown, I can't add more. Please fit on my bowl. Oh my God, it's not going to fit on my bowl. Please fit on my bowl. I want to be cool, like hold it over the people. It fits. Oh my God. I've seen people suggest doing this for years, especially for bath bombs. It's normally not a problem for me because it's so humid here, but I was like, oh, I'm going to be cool. Like all the cool kids. Anyway, now we're going to make the crust. I'm going to first try honey. No, that's no. I'm going to first, I'm going to just go straight to brown. Karen says, okay, so Karen's asking how to figure out your cost of goods, and is there any good programs for it? There are programs that you can get. It depends on how much you need for it to do for you. Like you could get Soap Maker 3. You could get Soap Maker 3. You could get, there's another one, Crafty Base. You could try Crafty Base. I found for me, it was just too much. I didn't need it to do that much for me. I didn't need that much. It was more power than I needed, honestly. And so I just did it by hand in Excel. But I mean, you can do that if you want to. You can use those programs, and they are good programs. It's just they weren't useful for me, but I might not have set enough brown aside, but it's fine. Like I said, we can add more if we want to. So here's our crust. Okay. It's like it's full of glitter, but whatever, it's fine. Okay, so let me scrape this, and let's get started. Now we're at the real thing. So this scooper is from Walmart, and it is the Pioneer Woman scooper. Like I said, this is my second one. I had another one. I had it for years, and it lasted for years and years and did great. And then I was working on like a new scooping formula, and it like destroyed it. It was like way too firm, and so it like caused a lot of problems with it. So it didn't break it, but it like bent the handle right here. So I just had to break down and get a new one. Okay, we're gonna see if this works. I don't know if this is gonna work or not, but I put orange in there, and then now I'm just adding some of this brown. So I have like a little bit of a crust. You can do two ways. You can leave it like flat in there where there's no edge at all, or you could like overfill it a little bit, and then you can like kind of squash it out so you get more of like an ice creamy type of edge, right? Just like a little bit of an edge to it. Come here, let's watch. Oh my gosh, look, it does look like a nice scoop of pie. I don't really like, if I need to make more crust, then I might use this one. I want it to be a little bit more brown on the side, so I'll add a little bit more brown, and then we'll see. That's a good scoop though, right? So remember what I was saying with the earlier one where it was like the scoop had the cracks in it were too big, right? Think about that. And then a lot of times I'll just scrape it out as I go. Normally I don't care, but I guess I'll have a dump bucket today for extra scrapes. And then it's easier to get like a nice clean scoop each time if you do it like that. So here we go. We're going to add more scoop to it, or whatever this ingredient. Pumpkin. It's not really pumpkin, but you know what I'm saying. The size of these, for me, they usually are about 3.5 ounces, and to me that is perfect for a single bath. That's about what I want for a single bath. I don't really want, it makes a lot of bubbles. So if you're having trouble with it making bubbles, I have a few things to show you. Hold on, let's move her down there. I have a few things to show you if you're having trouble with it making bubbles. So let's get these scooped, and I'll show you. Ooh, another good one. So things you can do, you have to educate your customers first off. Okay, so people may not have ever seen solid bubble bath. They don't know how solid bubble, they don't know how words work. So they don't know how solid bubble bath works or what they're supposed to be doing to create big bubbles. And I know for me, the first time I went to Lush, they were like, I guess, well, I mean, I don't want to totally blame them. It could be me. It could be my ADHD, okay? But I do not remember them thoroughly telling me, I'm going to use the dump bucket stuff to help finish this out. I do not remember them thoroughly telling me how to use a bubble bar. And I got home and I remember them taking 2 cups and going shh, 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 and making the bubbles like that. And I took all this time to make more crust, and it's on the butt side, so whatever. I guess I don't understand how my scooper works. Anyway, the cup to cup thing, it does not really work very well for making big fabulous bubbles. And that's the only way that they taught me to make bubbles. I didn't know how else to do it. You will have to educate your customers. And so one of the things you want to do is you want to agitate the water. So you can just hold the scoop under the running water as the water's going, and then you can use a sieve or a strainer or something, agitate the water. You could also use a bubble basket, which I pulled one out for you guys to see. So a bubble basket is gonna hold the scoop, you loop it onto the faucet, it holds the scoop, and then the water can run through it and create bubbles. And I like that because I'm lazy and I don't want to sit there and hold the bubble scoop underneath the running water the whole time. And I also like it because I like my bath like boiling. I want it to boil me alive. Oh, well, okay, whatever. So I don't want to hold that bubble scoop under that like extremely hot water. So I like the bubble baskets for that. The other thing, say you don't, I bought a bunch of bubble baskets at one point. This one is from Inedible Soaps, and I think also Nectaria might have this option too on Sophistication, where you can buy like 10 bubble baskets or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a long time. So I bought a whole bunch of them though. I'm thinking like I might supply them to my customers, and then I didn't. So now I just have them. So like anytime we run out, I have a fresh one. But say you don't want to make that investment, and you don't want your customers to expect, you don't want to expect your customers to make that investment. An organza bag, baby. An organza bag, 10 cents for a bag. Just give it to them. Just give them the bag. Don't make it an option. Just give them the bag, and then just, because you want them to enjoy it. And you know that if customers have to take like 5 extra steps to do something, they're not going to do it. So, and they're going to just look at it as like a sunk cost, you know. So just give them a bag, and then they can make bubbles, and then they'll be happy. Because you could still, with the bag, you can take the little loop-de-doops and hang it onto your faucet. My faucet doesn't have like a stopper thing, and so bubble baskets work better for me. And I take a rubber band and I put it around the faucet so it holds this in place, because I don't have the little thing. So yeah, there's options. Okay, that's all I want you to know. So there's options. Okay, so we talked about that. What else do we need to talk about? How do you describe them? I just describe them as like solid bubble bath. It's solid bubble bath. And does Lush have a patent on bubble bars? No, they don't. But you just can't use the name bubble bar. Okay? So you're good. If you guys haven't watched, I put out a new YouTube video like last week, and it's the Kata Love Boat. And if you haven't watched it, I don't blame you, because you're probably like, oh, I don't need to see the Kata Love Boat. Boring. There's an Easter egg in there. It's like the first 5 minutes. You don't have to watch the whole thing. I'm just saying there's an Easter egg in there. I think it's fun. Possibly my best work yet. Just gonna throw that out there. Okay, so I need a little bit more crust, and I still have some orange left. Let's cover our orange and make some more brown. Oh my god. What's happening? Anyway. Okay. What else do we have? Okay, so Karen says, where do I get the basket? Yeah, that heart basket was from Inedible Soaps. There are a bunch of different people that make bubble baskets. So there's a bunch of different people that you can get them from. It may not be cost effective for you to buy them and then resell them, because I don't know if anybody's like selling them at true wholesale prices. But yeah, bags. There's always little bags. Kathy says that you watched the Love Boat yesterday. Yay! It was fun. It's fun. I have this. The thing is, look, I have a bunch of wigs, and I have to find uses for my wigs. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. All right, so we got more brown, and we can finish this out now. So, oh, the last thing I was gonna tell you guys. So packaging. I mean, it's not the last thing. We still have a minute, right, to go, but packaging. Okay, so when I first started making bubble scoops, pardon me, I just put them in, I just shrink wrapped them. Like, I just shrink wrapped the whole scoop. But they sold okay, but they didn't sell like amazing. So I saw you guys in this group, I saw some of y'all using these little moon press cake domes, which I'm going to show you in just a second. And I was like, that's a good idea. And so then I bought some, and then they sold really well. So that's one of those things where it's like, I like appreciate you guys like so much. Like, I learn from you just like you learn from me. Like, we learn together. That's why I said make with me Monday. You know what I'm saying? We're doing this together. Anyway, these are the little cake domes. It's a moon press cake dome. You would take your scoop, put it, okay, not ruin it or anything, like it just sticking your scooper in it, but put your scoop on here. Boop-a-doop. Right, I usually put a round thing on the bottom, and then I'll do like one across the top, like a thin one across the top, to give like directions and stuff like that. So there you go. That's all my ideas for you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, that's all I got though. It's not much, but you can have it. Why does this smell so good? I don't really like cinnamon, and I also don't really like mint. I don't mind. I feel like when I'm smelling cinnamon, I'm like, okay, I don't mind cinnamon as much as I mind mint. I feel like I really hate mint. Like, I really hate it. Like, I feel like I really hate mint. I don't like cinnamon, but I don't mind it as much. But it is weird because I do like to drink cinnamon tea. And, oh my God, my favorite tea right now is called Cinnamon Roll from Fusion Teas, and they're in Texas. It's a Texas tea place, so I'm just gonna pimp my little Texans real quick for a second because it is really good. Anyway, yeah, but this, maybe it's because it's cinnamon that I like it better. I just didn't expect to like it so much. It's good though. It's good. Also, look how good these scoops look. Oh my God. That's a good scoop. There's just a tiny little butt on the back. Other than that, it's a good scoop. Dang, Gina. Okay. What are they called? The dome things? I believe they are called moon cake domes. I believe. And then just make sure, you know, whenever you buy anything from Amazon, guys, please make sure that you read the reviews and see what other people are saying about it. You don't want to buy something and then it's, I don't know. I just try to always add that. Like, make sure you read the reviews about it. Go through and read the reviews and then see, like, were all the reviews given on the exact same day? Because that's suspicious. Because there are bots that will review for these companies, so that's suspicious. Were there a bunch of reviews that were like about the item, and then like you go and you keep reading, and then it's like a different item? That's suspicious. Were the reviews, they also will put, Amazon will sort them by like most helpful, which I'm like, helpful for who? I go through and sort them by most recent, because I want to see, like, just because they were balling with it in 2018 doesn't mean that they still are doing the damn thing in 2023. You know what I'm saying? So I go through and I read and make sure, like, I look at recent reviews. You know, I'm just saying, just adding that little thing out there. You can do whatever you want to do, though. I'm just saying. Okay, this is making me so hungry. I want to eat pumpkin pie so much right now. It's so good. They're so delicious. I want to eat them. So this was a full-size batch of Wonder Bars. You can see this is how many scoops you would get out of a full-size batch. I have this leftover stuff. I don't think it'll give me a full big scoop, but I think it'll give me a little baby scoop. And I should really just go get, the Pioneer Woman has a baby size scoop, like a little mini scoop. I should really just go get a little baby scoop of that brand too, because I don't like this one. It's got like, the roundy, scrapey dough part is like really far inset, and it just doesn't make like pretty scrapies to me. It's fine. You could have also, like, if you didn't want to do it where it looks like crust, you could have done it like multicolor like this. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't. Anyway, do I have the hot dog mold from Inedible Soaps? If so, can I do a tutorial next? Are you talking about the like the 3D hot dog where it's the hot dog bun and then you stick the hot dog inside of it? Because yes, I do have that one, but I also have, actually I guess that's their only one, because I also have a hot dog, but I think it's Kata molds. It's a flat hot dog. I have a few hot dogs. Yeah, I do though. I can. Oh, Kathy said dome lid. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a dome lid. That's what it's called. And Danielle says yes. The 3D one. Okay, I mean, yeah. I have so many videos that I need to edit. But yeah, I will do that. Because I like it when people request, like, make special requests. Because then I feel like my life has purpose and meaning. Anyway, this one wasn't enough for a little scoop, a full scoop. But I'll just, you know, set it right there. Throw it into like another bubble mix. And that's it. These will take, for me, these will take about 3 days to dry, maybe less with the humidity being this low. So each version of Wonder Bar, the more rubbing alcohol you add, the more time it takes for it to dry, right? So frosting takes longer to dry than a pressed bar, and that takes longer to dry than a like piping takes the longest to dry. But you know, they will dry, and then you can shrink wrap it. It's fine. If I were to take this, I have one that I broke, so hold on. No, I don't. It's in my house. If I were to take this and smash it into my table, yes, it's going to crush this. Okay, so it's like people want to know, like, how hard is it? Well, I mean, it's pretty hard. You can shrink wrap it. You still should be careful with it, though. You know, if I take this and like smash it and manhandle it, it will crush it. Same with the scoops. The scoops are going to be firm. They're going to be fine in here. They're going to be fine for shipping. If you have a hell child from, you know, wherever, whose parents are not stopping them at your market, and they go, ah, look, mister, and then start squeezing it, then yes, they're going to break it. So, like, yeah, they can be broken. That's a possibility. Anyway, I think that's all for today. If you guys have questions, ask them. Let me know. I will put links in the description. So if you're watching the replay, just check the links. I might have already put that up there. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I'll take pictures when they're all done and pretty and cute and in their packages and stuff. But, oh, okay, Danielle says, where did I get the wheel decor for the cupcake? This was using bubble dough, and it was with a fondant mat that I had, and it's a pain in the ass. So there might be a better mold to use. It was not a great mold, so it took me, I'm not going to tell you how long it took. It took me a long time to get the number of wheels I needed. I was like, I'm doing it at this point. Okay. Do I wrap them before I put them in the dome? I do not, but you can wrap them after or before if you want to. The goal for me is just to make it like easier for them, customers, to open it. Although I do include shrink wrap openers. And Liz says that you did the cauldron and it wasn't as beautiful. It takes practice, but you can do it. I believe that you guys can do it. Yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And as always, happy making.